Recording in progress.
Hello and good day to everyone. I am Chakresh Jain, Chairman at Capricot Technologies Private Limited. I, with entire board of Capricot, Mr. Venkatesh, Managing Director, Mr. Paul, Board Member, Mr. Sharad, Founder Director, Mr. Ramjesh, Founder Director. I'd like to welcome you on this special day and occasion for Capricot, where we are announcing how we are thinking future and changing ourselves. Thank you for joining us today on this momentous day for us and being part of our journey. I know there are so many participants today who have been with us on this journey for more than 25 years. Today, when we think of future, the foremost thought which comes to our mind is it sustainable? So today that's becoming the most critical thought in our mind. And as part of construction and manufacturing industry, what are we doing? So today we have Ryan Colker, who is world renowned for his work in climate mitigation strategies specific to as-built environment, to share his thoughts on sustainability and resilience. Mr. Ryan Colker is Vice President Innovation at International Code Council. He is Executive Director of the Alliance for National and Community Resilience, a national coalition working to provide communities with the tools necessary to holistically access and improve their resilience. So I'd like to invite Ryan to share his thoughts. Over to Ryan.
Great. Good evening. And thank you, Chakresh, for giving me the opportunity to join you today to share my perspective on where the buildings industry sits today and the journey ahead to achieve a safe, resilient, and sustainable tomorrow. You can go to the next slide. There's no doubt an exciting time to be involved in the buildings industry. We are central to addressing many of the challenges before us, including the affordability and availability of housing, reducing impacts on climate, protecting people and property from disasters, navigating the COVID pandemic, and addressing social inequities. While we all recognize the central role that the built environment plays in societies and economies, the average person takes our work for granted. When buildings and infrastructure work well, we rarely hear about it. It's when we fail to meet societal needs that we are placed under a microscope. Whether it is a building that failed to perform well in the face of high wind or fire, a bridge collapse due to lack of maintenance, or when a building uses significant energy, that is when we get noticed. It is up to us as the shepherds of the built environment to take our role seriously and assure that communities can continue to survive and thrive for generations to come. Without buildings, communities and individuals will falter. Buildings are our shelter against the storm, where we live and raise families, the homes of our governments and institutions, drivers of economies and businesses, symbols of our ideals, culture, and history, and the facilitators of learning and healing. Construction helps drive the global economy with about $10 trillion of goods and services delivered every year. That's over 12% of the global GDP. For many individuals, the largest purchase they will ever make is on housing. Communities rely on fire and police stations, hospitals and schools to deliver much needed services. And corporations require buildings to manufacture goods and provide services. Approximately 255 million square meters, or 2.75 trillion square feet of buildings currently exist worldwide, with the addition of roughly 5.5 billion square meters, or 59.2 billion square feet added every year, equivalent to a city the size of Paris every week. Cities are becoming the location of choice for large segments of the population. And you can go back to the prior slide. The United Nations predicts that by 2050, over 2/3 of the global population will live in urban areas, as compared to about 55% of the population being urban in 2018. Cities are attractive due to their proximity to jobs and the wealth of services they provide. However, maintaining these benefits with increased populations will be a challenge. How do we ensure that there is sufficient housing and that it is affordable and that infrastructure is right-sized to meet growing demands? How do we live with nature, avoiding disruptions of ecosystems while leveraging the elegant solutions to urban heat islands and stormwater management nature has shown us? How do we assure that our rural communities maintain their character and that they are not burdened with infrastructure that no longer fits their needs? You can go to the next slide. At the same time that the building industry is looked to for solutions, we're operating with increasingly constrained resources. Whether it's the availability of a skilled construction workforce, rising material costs, and limited access to capital, the pressures of climate change, the availability of raw materials, or more recently, supply chain challenges, industry is being asked to do more with less. You can go to the next slide. The built environment is being tasked with meeting multiple performance requirements set by governments and clients. Buildings must be sustainable, accessible, resilient to hazards, support the productivity of occupants, facilitate the functions housed within them, be aesthetically pleasing while maintaining any historic characteristics, all while being cost effective. So how do we assure that the built environment meets the changing needs of our communities and clients today and into the future? We need a deliberate and holistic strategy that allows us to optimize the performance of the built environment while meeting society's needs and addressing and reducing our impacts. We need the tools and techniques to support a holistic approach, bringing together expertise from across the sector, strategies and tools that support our vision, including technologies like off-site construction and integrated digital tools that address the entire life cycle of buildings. Access to high-performing materials and components, and the ability to engage our clients and get them bought into our vision for the future. Let's dive a bit deeper into the actual challenges and opportunities before us. According to the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction, in 2020, the global building sector was responsible for 36% of energy consumption and 37% of global energy-related greenhouse gas emissions. Achieving the target of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius must include a focus on the building sector. In fact, energy efficiency improvements in buildings is the second most cited mitigation strategy in nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement, only behind renewable energy. The challenge before us is how to improve buildings to meet these energy efficiency and greenhouse gas emission goals. Achieving these goals will require a strategy focused on both reducing energy use and generating more energy from renewable sources. Building energy codes like the International Energy Conservation Code are a key part of the solution, with each edition providing continued improvements for new construction and major renovations. However, only about half of the parties to the Paris Agreement have mandatory or voluntary energy codes at the national or subnational level. The deployment of renewable energy is expanding to help meet energy needs that can't be reduced through efficiency. Between energy efficiency improvements and on-site generation, we are seeing the expansion of zero and near zero energy buildings. Now, increased attention is being paid to the embodied energy of buildings based on materials and the construction process used. New standards will help us look across the lifetime of a building to truly understand its impact and support tracking over time. We also need a deliberate, multi-pronged strategy to address the buildings we have today. Without addressing the existing building stock, there's no hope of meeting our energy and climate goals. Recognizing that buildings function at the intersection of multiple infrastructure systems, there are opportunities to support advancements in transportation by supporting the widespread adoption of electric vehicles through a robust network of charging stations. We can help enhance the performance of the energy grid through buildings that are responsive to signals from utilities on when and how energy can be used most effectively, and how renewable energy, coupled with energy storage, can enhance resilience of individual buildings and the grid as a whole. While we can help control the impacts of buildings on climate change, at the same time, buildings and infrastructure play an important role in protecting us from the impacts of disasters. Climate change and decisions on where and how we build are leading to dramatic increases in disaster impacts. Globally, from 1980 to 2019, there were 11,560 major disaster events affecting over 7 billion people and claiming nearly 2.5 million lives and causing $4.6 trillion in damage. Approximately 2/3 of these events have occurred from 2000 to 2019. Captured another way, over time, the number of disaster events have increased, bringing with them an increased financial and social impact on governments and communities. And these disasters tend to impact the most vulnerable the hardest. Low and moderate income households often live in the riskiest areas because land and housing costs are cheaper. They also tend to live in lower quality, older housing. Finally, they frequently don't have the resources to invest in upgrades or to engage with policymakers to drive change. Fortunately, there are strategies to help curb the rise in disaster events. Effective land use planning can help assure that the riskiest sites are left to nature. Building codes can assure individual structures are designed and built to withstand the hazards a community may face. Comprehensive resilience and mitigation planning, including continuous benchmarking, can inform the investments communities make. Again, making the existing building stock more resilient will be essential to reversing this trend. And these disasters are not limited by geography. Go back to the prior slide. Between 2000 and 2019, there were over 3,000 disaster events in Asia, followed by over 1,700 events in the Americas and nearly 1,200 events in Africa. Each of these events impacts lives and livelihoods and puts pressure on governments and disaster aid organizations. You can go to the next slide, thank you. It is clear that our vulnerabilities and risks are changing. Disasters like tornadoes and wildfires are occurring outside of what is traditionally their season. Heat or cold events are becoming longer and more intense. Hurricanes and cyclones are spending more time over land, dumping increased rain. Buildings and infrastructure will face very different risks into the future than they have faced in the past. Building codes and the design process must adapt to assure that buildings continue to provide the protections society demands. The International Code Council has been working with building code development and research organizations from Canada, Australia, and New Zealand to identify paths for the incorporation of future-focused climate risk into our codes and design processes, with an international resilience guideline available later this year. Bringing together climate science and building science to understand how climate will impact the built environment is essential. Designing in adaptability will be key to addressing long-term uncertainty. Clearly, buildings are at the core of delivering resilient communities and supporting economies, but they also significantly impact our environment through the energy and materials they use. Building codes are at the core of delivering a climate resilient future, but we need additional tools and technologies like BIM and offsite construction to help us realize these goals. It will truly take the buy-in of all of us, architects, engineers, planners, contractors, manufacturers, developers, building owners, regulators, and policymakers to realize a climate resilient future. We need to recognize why buildings and infrastructure exist. Meet the needs of people. People make up communities. Communities that rely on social, organizational, and infrastructural systems to deliver much needed services every day, but also prepare communities for the inevitable shocks and stresses they will face. The Alliance for National and Community Resilience has recognized 19 such functions and is developing a holistic set of benchmarks based on those functions. We are pleased to have your support in Anchor's vision for resilient communities. Future is dependent on the decisions we make today. It is our responsibility as the designers, builders, and regulators of our communities to help realize a safe, sustainable, and resilient future. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share how I see the needs and opportunities for advancement in the built environment.
Dear Ryan, you have articulated needs, issues, and the immediate action required in the built environment in the most crisp and clear way. That's what I can say. And we have a lot of leaders from architecture and the construction industry present today in the audience. So from your perspective, I like to ask, what are the top few strategies and the action we as part of the construction industry, we must be taking towards resilience and sustainability?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things that are really important to help us move forward. One is really supporting integrative processes, through design, construction, and operations, of the built environment. And so, that really relies on tools like building information modeling and sort of digital processes across the entire, life cycle of buildings. And then also looking at, new tools and strategies like offsite construction, which can help address workforce challenges, improve building quality, work to address sustainability, through the more efficient and effective use of materials. And so I think that's, really a key approach that we should be looking at moving forward.
Thank you very much. Also, today, like we've been now talking about COP26 and country after country declaring their net zero targets. So how, as part of the construction industry, we should be working towards, and especially leveraging the technology to achieve these targets?
Yeah, so I think, really making that connection between the climate goals that, countries have at sort of the high level and bringing that back to the buildings industry and really recognizing, the significant contributions that we make to, energy use and greenhouse gas emissions. And then, sort of thinking and engaging, with clients on, what enhanced energy efficiency, zero energy buildings really means to them. I think it's really an opportunity both for, cost savings in the long run. It also provides an opportunity to highlight, the client as a leader in addressing, societal challenges. So I think it's really a huge opportunity for us, within the buildings industry. But I think it's also a huge responsibility, particularly given sort of the long-term impact that buildings have on our built environment.
Thank you, Ryan. That was very insightful. I think in just 15 minutes, you highlighted some of the biggest challenges and opportunity for the construction industry. Thank you so much. And I like to share with everyone, Ryan has agreed to share more of his thoughts through our podcast, which will be through our Think Community website. I'll be discussing about this Think Community website in more details later down in the event. So thank you, Ryan, for sharing a very insightful discussion. That was quite insightful. I'm sure all the participants would love that. So now moving on to our special announcement. And what are we doing as an organization to support AEC and the manufacturing? I like to invite Paul, our global CEO A2K Technologies, So Paul is our brother from Australia, except when there is an India-Australia cricket match. so before Paul comes on live, this is a short message from Paul I like to play.
For some time now, we've been working together under a global alliance agreement between A2K Technologies for APAC, US CAD for the Americas, CADline across the UK and Europe, and Capricot throughout India. Today, we are excited to announce the formalisation of this brand partnership as VinZero. Together, our brands are now represented globally as VinZero, VinZero APAC, VinZero the Americas, VinZero EMEA, VinZero India, and with more regions joining as we speak. The formalisation and formation of VinZero will enable us to work even better as a group, delivering best-of-breed outcomes for our customers, both locally and globally, and with great scale. The VinZero name stems from the Italian word VinZero. Translated in Italian, this represents to be victorious. As VinZero, we are passionate about helping our customers succeed, not only their digital journey, but also now succeed when it comes to their own net zero journey. We know it's not going to be an easy road for industry, so VinZero has a focus on bringing together knowledge and advice from around the world. We'll be utilising our own internal industry experts as well as engaging external sustainability leaders to deliver a thought leadership framework that can lead our customers and partners on their own digital pathway to net zero. Our increased capacity in the future to develop and deliver VinZero IP will enhance our onboarding for integration and implementation, making it easier for AEC and the manufacturing industries to onboard modern technologies and driving increased adoption. We believe the increased adoption across construction and manufacturing of digitalisation represents one of the biggest opportunities for net zero journey in the built environment. And we know if we can make that a smooth journey for our customers by simplifying their pathway to digitalisation, we can help them achieve their own digital and net zero goals in the future. And they can do so without business and project interruption. Our industry experts, solution pioneers, bring a depth of experience to the market that will enable customers to connect with the data that matters most in a project, to establish workflow practices, enable rapid decision making in project, and to maximise efficiency and profitability of their projects throughout the entire project lifecycle. Adoption of digitalisation will be the key driver for rapid transformation and for maintaining competitive advantage across AEC and manufacturing. This adoption is where we will see the biggest wins for reducing carbon emissions. Digitalisation is the fastest way for us to achieve more, use less, and there's a real drive across industry now for all of us to play our part. As VinZero, we believe our solutions and our approach enable customers to design and build for the future. It's ultimately up to us, and it's time we band together around the world to think future.
Well, welcome everybody, and it's a great pleasure to be here talking to everybody over there in beautiful India. Whoops, looks like I was going to do my video again. I don't want to be doing that. So I firstly want to say it's great to have everybody from our great Capricot team and all our lovely clients from India. And I just want to thank Ryan for his kind words and talking about the industry and the things that we face, and I guess the solutions that we're trying to put together to enable us to take steps forward to, I guess, try to solve some of these issues and move to making this world a better place to be in, but securing the sustainability and the lifestyle for our children and our grandchildren as we go forward. And we all understand this is very important to us all as we go through our journey in life. So, and this is where I really believe our focus on VinZero, and VinZero meaning to be victorious. And what I really liked about the word victorious, it's not about winning, it's not about being the biggest, it's about achieving something that you wanted to achieve and feeling that it's a victory. And what I love, that really fits into the culture of our business. And I understand, being working so closely with Capricot, is what's important to them is their customers are happy. They're satisfying the requirements of their customers, the needs of their customers, and allowing their customers to utilize our technologies and to be as successful as they can be under any type of challenge that they're facing in their business or in the economy or in anything that they're doing. So it was this cultural mix that came from their approach and what they're doing with their customers, to some is what we would do with A2K and CADline and US CAD, that really brought us all together as one group, and now as VinZero. The other reason I really love VinZero is when we've changed the C to a Z and we talk about zero, we're really trying to zero in and aim to provide and help our customers make these steps forward and change, I guess, change these industries that we're trying to help greatly. So to do that targeting, we've got to understand about those steps we have to take and how we have to work together. So coming together as a group as we have, with now over 550 people, being the largest number of people in the Autodesk arena, in this field, in this type of business in the world, is something that makes us very, very proud. And it makes us proud because we are so scaled now to provide support and service our clients globally. No matter how big they are or where they are, we're there to help our clients and to enable them to be successful. And India and Capricot are such a critical part of our team. I've had great pleasure of being on the board with Capricot, of their board for some time now. And I've really got to understand what they're trying to deliver for the market. I've got to talk with many clients and staff, and I really love the culture. I really love what we're trying to do there. COVID's made it difficult, and I haven't been able to get back over there for some time. I just can't wait to get to India. But the message I just want to leave on this is, it's about you, our customers, and us coming together globally and coming together to who we are now as VinZero, is focus about having a team that is joined together to drive our partnerships with our clients to that next level, and be able to provide such great expertise no matter what it is that we face in the market and whatever technology it is we're putting into the market. So I think that is the last slide for me. I was just going to check in case I'm not very good at following slides. And here we go. I thought I was finished, but I've probably talked about these things anyway. But let me touch on again. I always get in trouble. I never follow scripts. So, but this does just point out a couple important things that we look at as we do go on this journey. It's about trying to minimize disruption. I'm just going to say that again. It's about minimizing disruption. As we take on technologies and we try to drive, I guess, our practices and how we're using our technologies to get the work done for your clients and you as our clients, it's important we do it in a way that enables you to stay profitable and for you to be efficient. So no matter what we do and what we do as we go forward, we really want to sit and understand, how is this going to change your business, and how do we aid in that change in your business, and how do we manage your risk in that business so you maintain your profitability and you maintain your momentum and you stay to be the leader in the field that you're working in. So it's all about increasing development. That's our development and you to develop. It's increasing our intellectual property, the types of solutions we bring to the market, our capabilities around consulting and services and delivery, your capabilities around consulting, services, delivery. So there are some exciting things to hear not that far down the track of great investments that we are doing and have done. But together, I am very, very confident VinZero is the business globally focused, acting locally, that's going to enable you to be very, very successful. And we are only successful, we are only who we are today because you as our clients have supported us through this whole journey. So it's you that we thank for getting us through this journey. I'm so proud and pleased to be the global CEO for VinZero. but I'm honestly, I'm over the moon and just so happy to be associated and working with my teams in India and our customers in India. It's an exciting time. You've had some massive challenges over there, I know, but you know, everyone just keeps fighting back. You just fight back and you do everything you can do. And I just find that culture fantastic, and I'm sure that it'll be victorious. VinZero will happen for us all, and it'll happen in India. So thank you very much for your time. I'll hand you back to Chakrish. Look forward to getting over there and meeting and clients and seeing everybody as soon as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And if one thing which current pandemic has shown, that the current problems are global and current solutions are also global. And what we as Capricot are excited that we are now part of a global team to address these solutions and take these solutions to our client. So as Capricot, our entire team is very excited about this transformation of Capricot into as a part of a global group. So I like to now share some of our mission and vision, what we are thinking going ahead in a small video. So our website would be live in next 24 hours, and all our channels would also go live in next 24 hours. We are very excited to start Think community, where we will like you all our customers to check on this website and join our Think Future community conversation. And here we will be, as I mentioned earlier, sharing a lot of podcasts. Like Ryan has also agreed to share his thoughts through that. And watch this space. We will be also very soon communicating with you on all our social media handles. Would be shared very soon. So now, now I like to invite. So these are our social. We will be sharing all the details to you soon. So now I like to invite Mr. Venkatesh, Managing Director, Capricot, to share his thoughts and deliver a vote of thanks.
Good morning, good night. I don't know which part of the world you are in. So first of all, I think this has been a very, very exciting period for us. And just to, we have a lot of our customers here, valued customers in this call. Like, in 2013, we became Capricot. For of us, you see right now on the picture, Jagdish from Delhi, Sharad from Mumbai, and then Ramjesh from Hyderabad, and myself from Bangalore. We four of us came together and formed Capricot. That was about 9 years back. And now today it is another momentous occasion. 4 from the world, I think the biggest in India, biggest in US, biggest in Australia, ANZ, and then biggest in UK. We 4 of us are together, and then doing the VinZero. I mean, for us and for the entire Capricot team, it's a very, very momentous occasion. I see some people saying audio is very low. Chakresh, am I audible? Am I okay? Chakresh?
A bit low, Venkatesh. Earlier it was very clear.
Okay.
Yes,
how is it now?
Better.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for that feedback. Abhay, am I okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that. So, this is a very, very momentous occasion, as I said, for Capricotians. Now, being VinZero a global company, and as Paul mentioned, I think best part of this is we are going to think globally and act locally. That's going to be the benefit that I see to our customers in India. And most importantly, what this would mean for our customers would be we would be sharing global best practices, having across the world 4 companies, and we will scale our resources. It could be in terms of people, technology, and it could be in terms of even funds. So we would finally help us to increase our value to our customers. That's what we're looking at. So with this, congratulating all of us again, kids, and I would like to just give a word of thanks in this. First of all, we are here after 25, 30, whatever number of years. I think it's because of our customers. So first of all, I would like to thank all our customers for helping us to be here, and all our employees present and past who have again made us who we are today. And coming to specifically today, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Ryan Colker, who gave us a wonderful and very relevant topic today on this sustainability. Thank you, Ryan, and I understand that he's right now early morning for him in US. Thanks for your time and thanks for sharing. Of course, our energetic CEO, Paul Laycock, who's been the brainchild behind making VinZero possible. Paul, thanks very much. Thanks for launching this, and look forward to your continued support. Then, of course, I would like to thank all our customers today who are participating in this presentation and want to continue to be part of our journey. And, of course, all our partners, and then employees and well-wishers. I thank, on behalf of the board of Capricot, I thank every one of you who been part of this. And we would only be more and more committed to provide the value to you in order to finally achieve the goal of net zero. Thank you very much. Chakresh.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.